And now, as you can see, Lisa just wants to sit here and wait, but I want to walk around a little bit, you know, perhaps. Well, she has done all her business, so she was a good girl on the way here. But yeah, we will basically make circles around, you know, the, let's say, the outer perimeter, and it's slippery. I see. I have to watch. So, and I can use this opportunity to talk about, you know, Slovenian healthcare system. So, you know, there is, you know, mandatory health insurance that you have to pay. So if you are employed, it's covered by the employer, if I recall correctly. And yeah, and if you're not employed, it's covered by the local unemployment office. And then is also like a secondary health insurance. It's called a supplementary health insurance, which is officially voluntarily, unofficially is mandatory, because in other cases you have to, you know, co-pay quite a lot. And this supplementary health insurance, majority of the people will pay themselves. In some cases, of course, you know, with, let's say, in better jobs, high paying jobs, more well-standing companies, it will be paid by the companies also. But if you're unemployed, I believe it will be also covered by your municipality here. So yeah, and basically this, you know, all. Then of course you have a standard health insurance. So in case anything happens to you, you get, you know, some money. You know, you break your arm, you get some money for your troubles and pain. And of course, all this, you know, money that comes in ensures that you, in theory, have access to the public health system. And if we take an overlook of Slovenian health care system, is basically comprised of three kinds of healthcare providers. First, you have, you know, public healthcare providers. Secondary, you have private healthcare providers with concession, and then you have completely private healthcare providers. It's a little bit slippery also here, but not as bad as before. So we will go around that small mount hill. So yeah, basically, you know, majority of the hospitals, all the healthcare centers, local healthcare centers, all this is, you know, public. And then you have like this dentist. She, before, when I was a kid, she worked in the healthcare center at the local one, and then she went, you know, private. But she went private with concession. So this means she's basically still part of the public health care network. And, you know, for the services that are covered by your, you know, mandatory and supplementary health insurance, she gets paid by the, we call it, you know, health, not health, what would be the English word? Health insurance, health insurer, public health insurer. And of course, for any additional services that she might provide, you have to pay. Like in the dentist office is like cleaning your teeth, so you know, removing the plaque. That is considered here above standard procedure, and you have to pay for it from your own pocket. Which, if you think about it, having a plaque is basically the basic problem that majority or almost all people have, and usually the presence of plaque will result in majority of times, you know, in other health, well, gum or teeth health problems, you know, inflammation of gums, and you know, caries, how it's pronounced, caries. I don't know. Never heard how the English pronounced. I know how it's written, but not how to pronounce it. So yeah, and then you have, you know, basically full private healthcare providers, you know, where you have to pay everything yourself. And usually, you know, with the public healthcare system, even with the concessions that we have, there is a problem, you know, of availability. Liza, she's trying to drag me through this icy. Okay, it's not so icy. It just looks icy. And she just wants to go back and wait in front of the mall for little sis and mom. Where was I? Availability. So yeah, because, you know, generally speaking, the public health service system is free, even though you pay your taxes, and then there is additional, you know, money coming from the national budget. Yeah, that means there is a lot of pressure for people, by people, you know, to use the services they are entitled to. And of course, because especially now we can see there is a now for several years now we already have, you know, a lot of shortages of certain medical professions, because we have a very strange situation here. We are, let's say, importing foreign medical professionals, majority coming from, you know, former states of Yugoslavia, so Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, and so forth. And at the same time, our own, you know, doctors and nurses, therapists, and so forth, are leaving for better paying jobs in, you know, on the north. So, you know, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, and so forth, perhaps even Italy. Lizzie Pochas, you know, she just wants a little bit icy. Careful. No more ice. Okay. And yeah, which means a lot of people are, let's say, forced to use, you know, completely private healthcare providers, because, you know, they cannot wait for their procedure to be done by the the public healthcare providers. And this basically happens to me also. So I have hot dogs. She was smelling hot dogs. There are hot dogs, whole tray of hot dogs. Okay, we will just be here. Ne nagriva noč, and now she wants to go in, of course. So yeah, I have a completely private dentist and a public dentist. I have public dentist only this because that I have it registered, and so if I need it, I can use it. Because if you're not registered by a public healthcare provider, you cannot use the services. And because of the shortage of some professionals, it's better to be registered at some provider as not to be. And now, let's say for several years now, we have a very real shortage of general practitioners, family doctors. And we have basically another situation is that healthcare. You just hot dog. That public healthcare system here in Slovenia is a responsibility not only of the state, also on the national level, but also the local level. So basically all the local health centers are she wants some hot dogs. Are basically responsibility of local municipalities. So they have to provide, money and funds to get, new doctors employed. And here the problem in Ljubljana is also that a lot of surrounding municipalities, they don't have such good local health centers, and they are coming to Ljubljana's healthcare centers, for the goods. So yeah, and that is one of the problems. And Liza is just waiting to go once more, but we will not go. Okay, that's it. If you want to know more, please let me know. And we will just wait here for Mom and Lil Sis to come down.